Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So let's continue our Spring Boot backend series, and in the last video we have already discussed about how to add the movie and to fetch the data or to fetch the movie from the DB, right? So in this video we are going to discuss about and implement the update and delete functionality. Okay, so let's begin with that. So coming to the interfaces, let's create the methods for update and delete. So for update, it will, after updating it, we will have a movie DTO, and we will say update movie. Now it will take three things: integer movie ID, then it will take movie DTO object from user, and multi-part file. Okay, and it will throw IO exception. So this is for update. For delete, we will just have one string message, and we will say delete movie, and it will just take a integer movie ID. So these are the two methods that we need to implement. Now coming to movie service simple, let's implement these methods. So okay, so first is update and second is delete. Now before we move to these methods, yesterday when we were doing this add one, so there is a small logical issue that can arise in the add while adding them. So what that issue is, whenever a new movie is being added and we are uploading the file, right? Now suppose we currently in the posters directory, you can see we have these three files, right? Now suppose there comes a user who wants to upload a file, and coincidentally the file name also is same as these three, right? So what will happen? So the thing is that when it calls the file service.upload file, in here we have an option. Okay, let's go to file service simple. So here we have said standard copy option dot replace existing. What it will do is, if there is already a file with the same name, then it will replace that file and insert the new one, right? So that one we don't want, because every user should have a record in the database and an associated file in the on the backend server. So for that purpose, we are going to remove this option. So we don't want that existing file should be removed just if the files name are same. What we will do is, we will, before uploading the file, we will say, we will check if the file already exists, then we will throw the exception. So we will say files dot exist. Okay, now it takes a path, so we will say paths dot get, and here we need to pass the path. So the path will be path dot file dot separator, and for getting the file name we will use the parameter file name, right? So get original file name, and let's put this whole thing under if. Okay, so if the file exists, then throw new runtime exception stating file already exists, please enter another file name. Okay, so this is a logic that you need to put into here. Okay, so this will ensure that no duplicate files, for first of all, duplicate file is not possible, and secondly, we are properly handling this condition. Second logical mistake is regarding here. We are directly putting the get movie ID here. Now ideally we should put null over here. Now the reason why the null we have to put is, we have to understand this movie repositories save method, how this save method works. So this save method is used for two things: for adding the movies to the database and for updating the data. But how does this method will know that whether to insert a record or to update an existing record, right? So in the movie entity, we have told it that you generate the primary key for us. Okay, so we have already given it. Now how this save method will work is, if you are giving it the primary key is given to as null, or if you are giving it a value, the primary key value you are giving does not exist in the current records in the DB, or you don't give at all the primary key, in that case it will insert the record. Okay, so I repeat again, if you are giving the primary key value as null, or you are giving a primary key value which does not exist currently in the database records, or you are not giving a primary key value at all, in these three cases it will auto generate the primary key and it will insert the record. But if you give a primary key value here which already exists in the database, it will update, it will run the update query. So this is the behavior of the save method, and because we are giving the movie ID on our own, so it can be possible that in case the movie ID matches with any of the record in the database, it will run a update query rather than insert query. So we don't want that to happen. Therefore, if you want a new movie to be added, then you should give a null here. It will auto generate for you. It will not give any exception or anything, right? So that's how we have to do. So these were some of the logical issues here which we have fixed. Now we can move to our update movie, right? So here also we will write the steps. Now we have to update our movie, and for that first we have to check if the movie exists or not with the given ID. So check if movie object exists with given movie ID. Okay, so first thing is we have to do this, right? Second thing is, if movie object exists, okay, in that case we will check that if file object that is given to us, now there can be two things. Either the user also want to replace the existing files, or it don't want to change its files, it just want to change the data. Okay, so these can be two situations while updating. Okay, so we have to take care of both. So if file is null, means it doesn't want to do anything, so do nothing. Okay, do nothing. Okay, we don't have to do anything with the file service. But if a file is not null, then delete existing file associated with the record and upload the new file. Okay, so this is we have to do. So we will see how to do that. Now coming to third option. Now once this is also done, we will have to set movie DTO's poster value. Okay, so we will set the movie DTO poster value according to, and we will say according to step 2. Okay, now next step will be, once we have set up this, next step will be to map it to a movie object. Okay, map it to movie object, then save the movie object, and it will return saved movie, right? Saved movie object. Then generate poster URL, and finally, okay, this will be 6th point. Okay, and finally in 7th one, map to movie DTO and return it. Okay, so these are the 7 steps how we have to do it. So let's do it one by one. So first is check if movie object exists with given movie ID or not. So that we have already done yesterday only. So just you have to copy paste these things. Just copy paste this line, because this is the only way to check whether movie object exists or not. So once we have checked that movie object is existing, now we have to deal with the file. Now first we will take a string file name, and it will have the value of movie or movie dot get poster. Okay, file name which is coming from the database, which is saved in the database, we are putting in the variable. Now in case the file is null, we don't have to do anything, right? This file name will be the same. But if file not equal to null, if file not equal to null, then what we have to do is, then we have to delete existing associated file with a record, with this movie record, and upload the new file. So let's first delete it. So let's see how we delete it. So there's a method files dot delete if exists. Okay, so we will use this paths dot get. Then this logic is same to same, we are using for a long time now. And dot file name, we will pass this file name. Don't pass the file name of this file if file is not null, because this file will be a new file name, right? It can be the same file name also, but the file name we have to pass is the existing one. So existing one comes from database, right? So once it got deleted, then we will say file service, or no, not file service, file name equal to file service dot upload file. Okay, and we will pass path and file. Now here we will pass the new file that we are getting from the user. Okay, so this is one thing how we have to manage our files also, not just the data. So this is done. Now we have to set up our movie details poster. So set poster, so set it to file name. So whether the file is null or not null, this file name value will get updated accordingly. So we are doing this. And this movie object, so a new movie. Okay, let's take actually this as MB. The reason is that so that we can reuse it. It will be same like here, okay, like add. So let's copy this as it is, because most of the logic is same. Now here we have to update it, so we have to give the existing movie ID. Okay, so it runs the update query. Okay, if we give here null, it will insert the object, so we don't want that, right? Now we have to save it. So movie repository dot save, we will pass movie object, it will return us we will say updated movie. Okay, now we have to generate poster URL. So the poster URL thing is to be the same like above, so same to same, just to make it file name. Okay, and we have to now make a movie DTO object. So movie DTO response equal to new movie DTO, and again we can copy paste the previous one, right? So that's how it is generated, and we return our response now. So we have done with our update movie. Now comes the delete thing. Now for delete, again, first thing is to check if movie object exists in DB. Okay, second is we have to delete the file, or you can say delete the file associated with this object. And third, delete the movie object. Okay, so delete has only three things. So now again we can copy this case. Okay, and it will check whether the movie exists or not. Now we have to delete the file associated with this object. Okay, so we will just call files dot delete if exists. We will say paths dot get, and then path plus file dot separator. Now the file name will be mv dot get poster. Okay, so first we will delete the file, and it says okay, add signature method. So it will add to whole hierarchy of it. Now we have deleted our file, right? Now we can delete our movie object also. So we will say movie repository dot delete, and we will pass movie object, and here we will say integer id equal to mb dot get movie id. So we will here say movie deleted with id equal to id. Okay, simple. So these are the two methods that we have created. Now let's go to movie controller and create two handlers. So first will be put mapping. For update we use put mapping. Okay, so here we will say update slash, and we will pass a movie ID as a path variable. Okay, then we will say public response entity, then movie DTO, update movie handler. Now it will take, first thing it will take is path variable, which will be of type is integer, and it will have movie ID. Okay, second it will take a request part as multi-part file, and third thing it will take is a string movie DTO object. Okay, now here one thing we have to only check before we call the movie service method, that whether the file is empty or not. Okay, so we will say if file dot is empty, then we will say file equal to null. Okay, and now we will call our method. We will say return response entity dot okay movie service dot update movie. So pass movie ID, and one more thing, we have to do. Okay, I forgot that we have to convert this string to movie DTO object, right? So movie DTO equal to uh, convert to movie DTO. Okay, convert to movie DTO. So movie DTO object. So let's throw the error here, and it will take a movie DTO, and it will also take file. So from here we are it will get to know here whether the file is from here. Okay, whether the file is null or not, because we are setting up the file value according to whether file is empty or not. Empty means there is no file being sent by the user, right? Update controller is done. Now we have to map delete mapping. So we will say delete delete slash movie ID. Okay, now we will have public response entity of type string and delete movie handler. Okay, so we will just pass path variable as integer movie ID, and we will simply return a response dot okay movie service dot delete movie and movie ID. Okay, and we will throw the exception. We have implemented all these things. Now all is ready. Let's see once again if anything is missing up. Okay, all set. If everything is fine, then it should work accordingly, right? Now in our database we have two records. So let's first remove this c1.png because it is associated with no records. Okay, so let's remove it. These two are associated with the two movie records we have in our DB. So that's why. So now let's run our application and see if everything is fine, and test our methods. Okay, so application has started without any error. Let's go to Postman. Okay, we have to do update. So update, let's update, which one should we update? Okay, let's update this movie ID first. Okay, let's update movie ID first. So what we will do is, first we will do without sending file. So let's see if things work expectedly. So for this we will change some data. Let's see what we can change in the data. Okay, I've added a new movie cast, added few more members of movie cast, and changed the name of the director from Bruce Willis to their full name. So that much is fine. Okay, now Control C and delete this, and we are only sending the changes in the data, not in the file, right? So what is our expectation is, here the data should change. So here is the movie cast. So currently the movie cast is 3. It should one more should add, because now we have added one more extra, and here there should be some changes in the director name. So let's see if it is gets reflected. And also we have to ensure that this image should remain the same. It should not change here, right? So let's see. So once we send with update, okay, let's convert to put. Put. Okay, now it's fine. One more minute. In here, it expects a movie DTO OBJ. Okay, so movie DTO OBJ. Okay, so this is now good. Now let's send the data. Okay, so it worked, I think. Yeah. So 4 members of cast, director's name got changed here, and our image is as it is, right? So here also you can see the query has run successfully, no errors, and images as it is, right? Now let's try to update one again, but this time we will select a file and we will select a c1.png. Okay, so let's see if it works or not. Now here what we are trying to do is we are just trying to change the file. So what it should do is infinity.png should be removed from here and c1.png should come here. Okay, so let's see if it works like that. So send again and it works. Okay, c1.png we are getting here, and from here you can see that has been removed and c1.png has come here, right? Now coming to delete movie. So you can delete this first record only from update, just try delete, right? Or delete slash movie ID. Perfect. So delete slash movie ID. In body none, so it should delete this. So we expect that data should be deleted. Currently here also the changes are made. The c1.png is there. So now first movie ID 1 should remove from here, and the file associated with it c1.png should also get removed. Okay, so let's see. Okay, movie deleted with ID equal to 1. So if we check the database, record is deleted, and if we see here, file is also deleted. So we have achieved the objective of today's video of updating and deleting the records. So that's all for this video. I hope you have understood the concept and the logic behind the CRUD operation and how to handle this all. So if you like this video and if you are getting some really new knowledge or something interesting from it, please press the like button and put your comments on what are you learning from it and whether you are enjoying this content and what more needs to be improved. Okay, and if you are new to the channel, please subscribe it to it for more such interesting content. So I'll see you in the next one. Till then, bye bye.